Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see this soft romantic evening look, keep watching. So I'm going to jump right on into this look using the Mercier Foundation Primer Radiance. I'm going to apply just a small amount all over my face. I love this foundation primer just because it really gives me a smooth canvas to work with, and because I have so much scarring from acne, especially in this area, I feel like it really brightens my skin and takes away some of that dullness that I have because of all the scarring. So the next thing I'm going to apply is my foundation. Today I'm going to use the Clinique Acne Solutions Liquid Makeup. This is a really good full coverage makeup, especially for someone like me who does suffer from acne. I don't get too many, but I always have like one or two in this area. So I like this just because it really covers everything. It also treats my acne at the same time because it has the salicylic acid in it. And it is by Clinique. And I'm going to be using the 01 Fresh Alabaster, which is a little bit light for me right now, but I'm going to bronze up my face so it'll be fine. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques foundation brush and apply that all over my face. So now that my foundation is done, I'm going to go ahead and move in with my eyebrows using the Ardell Stroke a Brow Feathering Pen in Taupe, which is what I used in my last video, as well as the MAC Eyebrow Styler in Stylized. I'm going to use that as well. I really like this feathering pen because I feel like it gets real close and personal with those small little hairs in the front of my brows, which I barely have any. So it's really nice to just draw on the little hairs with that and then fill in the rest with this pencil. So now that my brows are done, I'm gonna go ahead and set my brows with the 24-hour Brow Setter from Benefit. It's a 24-hour invisible shaping and setting gel for the brows. I've never used this before, but, so I've heard really good things about this brow gel. I have a couple friends that use it and they say it's super easy to put on, it's clear, and your eyebrows don't, or at least not supposed to, get super stiff when using them. But you can see that they've got small bristles on one side and then more wide tooth bristles on the other, so that if you want to apply more product, you can use the small side. If you want to use less product, you can use the large side. Now that my brows are set, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyeshadow, and I'm going to be using the Violet Voss Essentials Pro Series eyeshadow palette. It's so pretty. I have not used it yet, but they swatch so well. I'm so excited to use them. I'm gonna start out with the Moda Pro shading brush. It's the 466. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm just kind of guessing. But I am going to go in with the cream shade and I'm going to apply that all over my lid. Next, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M507 brush. It's a really nice crease brush, kind of fluffy, good for a light hand. I'm going to go in with Dusty Rose and I'm going to apply that all over my crease. So I've got the Dusty Rose in my crease and I am loving it. Honestly, I have not touched this palette yet, other than swatching it. And this honestly blends out so nice and soft, and it's so easy to work with. I don't feel like I'm constantly going back and forth to get that nice smooth look. But I'm gonna go back in with Plum Berry. I'm gonna be applying that in the crease on the outer part of my eye and on the inner corner of my eye. I'm also going to be applying the Plum Berry on the outer part of my lid as well as the inner part of my lid. So I did end up switching over to the Moda Pro smudger brush with that purple just because I felt like it was making my color a little bit more vibrant. The shadow brush just wasn't enough, like picking up enough colors, so I did switch over to my smudge brush. So now that I've got that plum berry shade on, I'm gonna go in with the color pink. I'm gonna apply a slight amount of that to my crease as well as the middle of my lids. For that, I'm going to be using the Moda detailing brush, and that is the BMX 420. I am now going back in with the packing brush, and I am going to apply the pink to the middle of my lids. So now that I've got the pink on, I'm gonna go in with a very, very, very light hand with the black in this palette, just to give some dimension on the outer part of my crease and the inner part as well. For that, I will be using the detailing brush again because I really just want a small amount and I only want it in a very small area. So now that I put the small amount of black on my lid, I'm gonna go in with that first color I used, which was cream. And I'm gonna use my packing brush, which was the BMX 402 smudger brush, and I'm going to just pack that right where the lighter parts of my lid are. So now that my eyeshadow is pretty much done, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the rest of my face and then kind of come back to the eyes later to touch up where I need it. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna contour my face, and I am going to be using a mix of two products today for that. I'm going to be using the NYX Professional Makeup Wonder Stick, and that has a contour on one side and a highlight on the other, which is my skin tone, so I can't really use it as a highlight. And that's my go-to. I use it for pretty much every look that I do. And then the other thing I'm gonna use is the Cover FX palette, and this is the Perfector face palette. And this has everything you need in it. It's got some highlighters, it's got contours, it's also got finishing powder. So I really like this palette a lot. But the first thing I'm gonna be using is the Wonder Stick, and I'm going to go in with my contour shade, and I'm gonna do under my cheekbones, my jaw, and my nose as well. So now that my cream contour is done, I'm gonna go in with my powder contour from the Cover FX palette, and I'm gonna be using the Luxie 512 small contouring brush. So now that my contouring's done, I'm going to go in and conceal under my eyes and in a few other spaces as well. I'm gonna put on the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer, and this is in shade Fair. So I'm learning, I actually do not like this concealer at all. It was my first time trying it, and I don't feel like it covers much, and honestly, I feel like it took off some of my foundation. So I'm just gonna go back to what I normally use, which is the Instant Age Rewind Eraser through Maybelline. Now that I've put my concealer on, I'm gonna go ahead and bake using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and that is in shade 05 Fair. While I'm baking, I'm gonna go ahead and bronze my skin, and I will be using the NARS Laguna bronzer. I am going to go ahead and dust off my loose powder. I'm gonna go in with a slightly darker bronzer, and that is the NARS bronzer, but it's in Fallacies. I am now gonna go ahead and apply a blush, and today I'm going to use the Clinique Iced Lotus Blushing Blush Powder Blush. Blushing Blush Powder Blush, okay. But it is Iced Lotus 114 by Clinique. It is a lot lighter than I wanted, so I am gonna go in with Warm Soul from MAC just to warm it up a little bit. Now that my face is done, other than my lips, I'm gonna go back in with my eyeshadow, and I am going to apply some color to my bottom lash line. I am going to be taking that detailer brush again from Moda, and I'm going to apply lightly the Dusty Rose, the Plum, and the Black to my bottom lash line. I am now going to apply a little bit of that cream color to my corner of my eye. I will also be using a new mascara today, and I will be using the They're Real mascara. So I am going to be using the Bamboo lip liner again today because I am using a nude lip. Now that I've lined my lips, I'm going to go in with the NARS lipstick in, I actually don't know how to pronounce that name. Toledo. It's T-O-L-E-D-E. So now that I've got my lipstick on, I'm going to apply a lip gloss, and I'm going to just lightly go over my lips with the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade Lip Gloss, and this is in Peach Tea. And that completes this look. If you did like this look and you want me to continue posting, hit subscribe, the notification bell so you know when all my videos come up. Also give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on what you thought and what you think I should do. Until next time.